A brand new festival is now live in Valhalla. It starts the moment you boot up the game with an internet connection after installing the 1.4 patch. Go to Ravensthorpe and then you will see the cutscene. We got brand new activities, some new missions, and of course awesome new items you can earn. I also during the stream got many questions about the Fallen Hero armor set, which you can get from the tombs. So I also want to tell you about that, if it's any good, and way more, like the unicorn mount you can get for 1 week right now. A like on the video would of course really help me out, and let's go. Congrats to Razvan for winning my recent Helix credit pack giveaway for 2,300 credits. I will reach out to you via the email, and I started a brand new giveaway, which you can enter right now via the link in the pinned comment, and be sure you of course are a subscriber of the channel. We got horse races now in the new festival by talking to AK. It's quite fun having the targets while on horseback and trying to complete the challenge as fast as you can. I did get like the highest score, I think the first time around, so it's not that challenging. The archery challenge is back by talking to the archery lady. She's unkillable, by the way. Trust me, I tried everything, and she's now quiet during the challenge. So then you just hear the sound of the targets. I don't know, but it feels kind of weird to say, but I kind of miss at least something. Like, I don't want to hear the same lines over and over again, but now it's just kind of empty. And the new thing is that now big obstacles sometimes appear in your face. It's not really exciting or anything, but the coolest part of the new activities is the small horde mode, where you fight 3 waves of enemies. First with your own gear, then you unlock a loadout with 2 sickles. So if you don't have the season pass, you can play with sickles for the first time now. And the final challenge you unlock is with the new Scythe. The enemies you encounter are the same each time, by the way, but it can totally get a bit more tricky with these different loadouts. And this will also be the best way to get tokens, as you can just repeat the challenge with your own gear, which is the easiest. And this can be done in like 2 minutes for 75 tokens. There are of course also a few new quests that can also give you some new tokens, but those are like only obtainable once. So repeating the arena is the smartest thing to get everything from the store. Although to be fair, there are only just a few items worth picking up. And you by the way got till December 2nd to get everything. After that the festival and the items are gone. Yes, you already saw it a bit, but the Scythe is totally the highlight. Not only because it's the first free Scythe you can get, so even if you don't have the Caesar Paris, you can now get this brand new weapon type, but also because it looks amazing. When you upgrade it namely to the silver rarity, you already see the red regular candles on the weapon that are constantly burning. Upgrading it another time gives you these blue candles you also were using during the horde mode activity. And you can of course switch between the looks in the transmog system or put it on another Scythe, so you rock 2 of them at the same time. While only one of them of course has the perk, and it's pretty good. It enhances your fire buildup and fire damage by 7.5 after hitting an ignited enemy for a duration of 10 seconds. So do fire strike, hit the enemy, make sure they are on fire, hit them again, and then the perk is active. And what you see is that you first required 2 hits to get the enemy on fire, and now you will just require 1 hit. So the fire buildup is pretty great. Also against these enemies, first I needed 3 hits to have them be on fire. Now with the perk active, I only need 2. Now there is something weird going on, where if you've already bought the weapon for festival tokens, you can buy it again. So beware. I'm not sure what happens when you do, but yeah, just still wanted to note it. You can also spend tokens on a brand new bird skin. I always think that these festival bird skins look awesome, and this one is no exception with the bones on the wing and the skull hat. I think it looks pretty great, the bone necklace. And well, Eivor can have bones on his or her body too, namely as a new hairstyle, which you can also buy at the festival shop for different hair colors too. She doesn't look that exciting in this footage, but I do like the look a lot. And for male Eivor, you also have a separate beard option to get bones around the beard. It really feels like a helmet without being a helmet, of course. While it does function a bit like it when you put your hood on, because then these bones disappear. And yes, you see the new hood here from the Fallen Hero armor set, which I will go more in depth on in a moment. First, quickly, let's go over the new tattoos that are kind of creepy on the chest and the arms. I love the deer on the back though. And I actually think that the head tattoo is kind of awesome as well. Ink all of your face or other paint dripping down as well. Looks awesome, so totally worth getting, but the same can sadly not be said about the new settlement decorations, which are mostly kinda meh this time around, like Odin's chariot. You think you could light this on fire, but no, you cannot. We also have this scarecrow, which kinda meh. I do like the other scarecrow though, which really fits the Halloween style festival decoration, and the festival tree is just decent. A bulky big tree. And then I almost forget the Yord Scarecrow. Not really cool, so yeah, I think you can skip those. But overall, the festival was pretty decent, especially the creepy atmosphere was kinda nice, and I think the Scythe is an amazing addition. Just like, yes, it's back, the unicorn mount with the rainbow effect, so to get this, it can be kinda tricky. In the Ubisoft Connect section, you find a time-limited challenge, which has you perform kills by rushing towards enemies with your mount. So the smart and easy thing to do is to nuke them first with your fist, so you don't kill them, and then just run them over, which counts. Putting the game on easy helps of course a lot as well. You can also just with your fist nuke their health bar down and then run them over. If you watched the stream, then you saw me go to the Norway farm near the dummies and run chickens over with my mount. This counts too, but then you will have to reload the checkpoint a couple of times. So maybe nuking the enemies with your fist is smarter, and then you get this very cool unicorn mount. You only got 1 week till November 18th to get it. We already briefly touched on the amazing looking Tomb of the Fallen armor set in the update video, because you can get it by completing all the new tombs that were added with this 1.4 patch. Of course, totally check that video out with the locations. I will link to it at the end of this one. And by upgrading it, it completely changes the look. You start out with the silver blue look, kinda rusty. I still like the blue scarf, and overall, I think it looks pretty awesome, while it is of course a combination of the Izu Knight set with the Mentor's cloak. I do think they really made it unique, and the brand new helmet is of course awesome. So when upgrading it to the silver rarity, you lose the rustiness a bit and got a white shirt, but it's mostly the final upgrade that changes things up drastically, going from blue to gold with the scarf, way more gold touches here and there on the armor set. And you got the, let's call them Izu-like lights, especially the one on the cloak looks really amazing. Like, this is totally my new favorite look in the game so far. For a free armor set, I more than applaud it. But just like with other recent releases, these items don't show up in the transmog on day one, even after doing that downgrade tactic I showed you before. With another year of this game, like, I really hope they fix this transmog system and just like give us the on-the-fly transmog that we had in Odyssey. I'm really kind of over having to go to Gunner all the time. Luckily, using the armor set for the time being is pretty cool because of the fun new perk. So the first one for equipping 2 pieces is not that exciting, but it's still pretty nice. Overall, it really seems that Ubisoft is improving the stats, making them way more meaningful, because here, without any armor on the left-hand attack of the Scythe, I do 71, 74 and 78 on these dummies, while with wearing 2 items from the set, so getting the buff, I deal 81 and 85, only needing 2 hits to take the dummy out. Ranged attacks were always pretty noticeable, 33, 34, 37, 40 and 41 without the set, and now with the 15 extra ranged attack, I do 39, 41, 44 and 48, so I need 1 shot less. The 10 armor is harder to test, but will come in handy for the second perk, because you need to get hit for it to trigger. Then you namely leave a bomb basically behind that deals damage in a pretty large area and push the enemies on the ground, so you can very easily finish them off. And it's super satisfying to drop in the middle of a patrol, watch all the enemies fly away. The damage is quite decent too. I think the lower the stun bar of the enemy, the more damage they take. And of course the type of enemy, so the armor they have, also impacts this. So basically the lower the health of the enemy, the more damage this does. And it's pretty cool to let yourself get hit, then dodge away, and then watch the enemy get blown up behind you thanks to his own doing. So this effect triggers when you get hit by an enemy, so when they do like this fire breathing effect, it triggers, but when you get hit by random fire, the effect does not trigger, but ranged attacks do. So you have to keep that in mind, that when you get hit with a knife or an arrow when you're still far away from the enemy, then you have to wait 10 seconds again before this yellow flame bomb can appear, and you luckily see the countdown thanks to the perk above your health. Like, I love Ubisoft giving us fun perks like this that totally make you play the game differently, but I do notice that on higher difficulties, this set is sadly not as good as I hoped, because the enemies deal an insane amount of damage, of course, even when you got the armor fully upgraded, which does help, and kind of feels necessary if you want to rock this set to its fullest potential. But yeah, if you don't watch your health and play around being hit with the nightmarish enemy scaling and the very hard difficulty, let alone the nightmare difficulty, then you will still sometimes get like one shot out of nowhere, and yeah, then you have to replay the whole encounter. So I wish you could trigger this bomb on like a finisher or a left-hand attack, then it would be way better, but right now, it's still a fun new playstyle all around. Of course, subscribe for way more Valhalla content. A like on the video would really help me out. And totally check out that big update video as well on the new skills they added, the Tombs of the Fallen, and big changes and way more. You can watch it by clicking on the screen. For now, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.